And finally, we move on to the main event between Jiri Prochazka and Dominick Reyes. And this is one where I kind of thought going into it, all right, it's a 5-round event. This Jiri Prochazka has been starching dudes in the first round. He just knocked out Volkanovski, but he uses a lot of energy and stuff. And if he doesn't get guys out of there in the first round, how's he going to continue to look in the second, third, and in this case, fourth and fifth round, right? So I thought, if Dominick Reyes, he might get beat up a little bit in the first round. If he can kind of weather the storm, he's going to start to take over in the second, third, and fourth, and maybe be able to get a finish in like the second or third, because I thought this Jiri dude would tire quickly, and that was not the fucking case at all. He put it on Dominick Reyes, man. And Dominick Reyes found moments of success, like was able to land a takedown, would sting him hard with that left hand sometimes when he came in a little bit too, I mean, Jiri Prochazka could work on risk management a little bit, like he's definitely a risk taker. Like I think he could tone that down just a tiny bit, but at the same time, it also works for him and he's able to land these big shots and stuff. And, he did get stung a couple times, like Dominick Reyes stung him. And, even when Dominick Reyes got taken down, he did some good guard work down there and stayed sound defensively and was able to get back to his feet and everything. So it's like you saw a real display of just martial arts in this event. And it was a great performance. And just, the thing about Jiri Prochazka is this, like I said, he's putting it on Dominick Reyes in the first round, just controlling everything, right? And then the second round starts, and I was like, all right, this might be where he starts to fade. And he starts off kind of slow, and then he just starts putting it on him again. And it's not even like, he's a little bit reckless. And like I said, he has to work on like risk management, so to say, a little bit, right? But also he does use really solid technique and a lot of movement and a lot of kind of like in and out stuff, but he also uses good head movement and he has a really good feel for timing and distance. And he controls that distance really well. And he gets guys up against the cage in a position where he can land his blows, anticipate what's coming, get out of the way and get back in and land his own stuff again. And he doesn't get fucking tired, or so it doesn't seem. I mean, we haven't seen him outside of the second round yet, really, I guess, but damn, he was still, what was so impressive about this guy is that he was still exploding and executing the technique with so much efficiency into the second round after the type of output that he had in the first round, right? And then in the second round, he gets Dominick Reyes up against the cage, hits him with an elbow, and then turns and hits him with a spinning elbow and puts him out cold. And it's one of those moments whenever this knockout was Reyes was out cold, but the way he fell and face planted and hit his ground and head off the ground and it bounced up. It's one of those moments where I always almost question whether it's even ethical to be watching fighting because the knockout was so brutal. I mean, obviously, like these guys, they sign up for this. They know the risk going into it. I think if you're made aware of the risks, that you should be able to, participate in it. And it just makes you like realize like, damn, I'm rooting for this. Not rooting necessarily. I just wanted to see them fight. But when it happens, you can't help but get excited. And that's like really why you tune in, is for the potential for something like that to happen, right? And when it happens, you're like, damn, they're in a way rooting for a person to get injured, seriously injured and like knocked unconscious. It's just like, but on the other hand of that, and this is why you watch, what Jiri Prochazka did last night was just an execution of pure technique and just true martial arts and the beauty and everything that he was doing. And like I said, taking some risks, like when they went to the ground, he ate an up kick from Dominick Reyes. Dominick Reyes stung him at one point and hurt him pretty bad, and he had to shoot a takedown. Like, it's not like he was invincible in this fight. And like I said, I think he could work on the risk management a little bit, but I'm going to get in trouble for drawing the John Jones comparison. But John, what do people always credit John Jones for? Being creative in the octagon. And when he was asked about that spinning elbow afterwards, he said he was just kind of flowing. That's what you like to see out of guys. You like to see people who are willing to take chances, but they're like chances that pay off. There are chances like Chris Weidman throwing a spinning back kick against Luke Rockhold where it doesn't pay off. And it's just like a poor decision and like that's not your specialty, that's not your wheelhouse. But when Jiri Prochazka does something like that, it seems to pay off for him. And he seems to have an uncanny ability to recognize when it's time to take those risks in big moments and in important moments and land them efficiently. So I think that's what kind of sets this guy apart and makes him special and makes you kind of realize like, we might be looking at a future title holder here. Am I saying this guy is as good as John Jones? No. Like, what happens if John Jones takes you down like Dominick Reyes did in the first round? Do you get back up or does he beat the fuck out of you? Like, it's a different story when John Jones has you on the ground, right? Like, but do I think he's going to give Jan Blachowicz some problems? Yeah, I do. I really do. I think this guy is going to be a problem. I think it's a good fight between him and Jan Blachowicz. And again, maybe work on just managing that risk a little bit for Jiri Prochazka, but his ceiling, man, through the roof. He's only like 27 or 28 years old. He was born in 92, I think. I think he's like 5 months older than me, and he's out here fucking about. Also, first fight, Volkan Ozdemir, right? And second fight, Dominick Reyes. Third fight's going to be for the title. Pretty impressive. And he's coming over from Ryzen, so you had some questions like beating CB Dalloway. All right, CB Dalloway's like 37 years old, like probably at the tail end of his career. And I think he beat Fabio Maldonado before that, like 41 years old. It's like, all right, but are you going to do it against these young guys? And then you see him get hurt against Ozdemir, right? But he wins the fight ultimately via first-round knockout, which is what he was doing over in Ryzen and these other organizations he fought for. And then he pulls off this finish over Dominick Reyes after, like I said, a ton of output in the first round, and then his ability to maintain it and the efficiency that he was executing the technique with and the explosiveness is what was so impressive. And it was just a great win overall for Jiri Prochazka. I think that's going to wrap this one up, though, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the fights. And, yeah, I'll talk to you guys all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.